Yes.
Jai Hind, everybody. It is really a privilege for me to be associated on this platform with all of you. And it just that this happens to be coming from your college. And I'm very happy and grateful for this opportunity to the principal, the convener, and the instructor who teaches quality assurance. You have a special name and designation IQAO, I believe. So that's really fantastic. Agarwal Saab, Parikshit Shah, and of course, Jepulkar ma'am. What we're going to talk today is basically for the youth of India, the future of our country, right? Not only the country, but the world, and in fact, our existence. And that's what I'm going to talk about. It's about sustenance and seeds of sustainable development. That is my topic. I hope you are able to see all the slides. Jepulkar ma'am?
Yes, sir, give me a moment and let me share the details of the speakers with all the viewers, and then I will play the slides. Kindly allow me.
All right. All yours.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much, sir. So, good morning, all of you. My name is Shubhangi Jepulkar, Assistant Professor, Department of Advanced Management Studies, GS College of Commerce, Wardha. On behalf of entire GS College of Commerce, I welcome you all on our digital platform. Respected Principal Dr. Chauhan sir, our IQAC head and MBA coordinator Professor Parishkrit Agrawal sir, our MBA assistant coordinator Dr. Shrikant Bause sir, co-convener of this program, Professor Kiran Nagre, myself, convener of this program. My name is again Shubhangi Jepulkar. Let me tell you again. Yes. So, welcome all. And we have our guest speaker for today, Group Captain Sameer Gangakhedkar, sir. It is my privilege to introduce him to all of you. We have organized this series of webinars on the topic Developing Sustainable Growth Strategies Through Emerging Management Trends. In the series of this national webinar, we have reached today at the consolidated brass tacks of sustainable development. And people who better than the most reliable element of our society, an officer from armed forces, will be justified to guide us on this crucial topic of sustainable development. Thank you so much, sir. I am privileged to welcome you as our expert speaker of the day on this digital platform. Group Captain Sameer Gangakhedkar is a Chief Quality Assurance Officer with Indian Air Force. He is known for his remarkable strength as a public relations officer with knowledge of marketing and branding. He holds his expertise in exploiting electronics communication. An avid sports person, passionate about cricket, billiards, and volleyball. He is also an excellent mentor. A qualified person in journalism and mass communication, sir holds his master's in psychology also. There are a host of people who identify him as a quiz master holding a record in Limca Books of Records. Words will fall short to introduce him, but we know that we also have to listen to him. So, sir, on the behalf of entire department, I welcome you and please take this forward and guide us. I will soon be running the PPTs. Yeah. Sameer, sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm really obliged and I'm humbled by the introduction you have given for me. And in this series of lecture, or the seminar as we call it, webinar is the latest terminology which we use. Here, my topic is coming to you after a fantastic introduction to marketing, content marketing by Dr. Rupali ma'am. And that was a real kickstart, you know. And after that, we came to know about what are the sustainable development goals and the most important aspect which we ignore is how the world community and the governments are helping us. And she has covered the points of the CSR activities. The CSR, how does it promote your sustainable development goals? Now, that is something really an eye-opener for everyone. And we are excellently pitched now to know what are the mechanics of all this process, what we can do, where do we pitch in. We'll also have talks on environment by Kalpana ma'am, and also we'll have talk by Upadhyay ma'am, and followed by emotional issues and work for corporate managers by Ashwini ma'am. So that will give us a perfect a bubble in which we will be able to understand all these points. A bubble is the buzzword these days, and this bubble should float all over, and we should have a better understanding and outreach as individuals. Coming to my presentation, if you are ready with the slides, are you able to see the slide, ma'am?
Yes, let me share now, sir. Yes.
Okay. Seeds of sustainable development. That is what I'm talking about.
The slide is visible, sir. Yes.
Okay. So, friends, what do you think when you think of seeds? Seed is something, that generates, that is the beginning of any type of growth, any type of development. So here, if we take the analogy of a seed, and why this topic we have named it as seeds of sustainable development, is that the seeds are different ideas which generate some kind of industry, right? Whether we talk of agriculture, we talk of science, we talk of medicine, it is the idea which is the differentiating factor between us human beings, the Homo sapiens, and the animals. So we need to think about it. And the moment we start thinking, we start growing our food, we start touching trees, we start making tools. And this is why we talk of the seed today. And what is the soil? The seed requires a soil to grow. Soils are the different fields of the industry. Let us say we talk of the hotel industry, we talk of the tourism, we talk of, engineering, we talk of, let us say, the textile industry. So this idea of a business, it has to germinate, so it requires a soil, right? And for it to nourish, we require water. What is water? Water is the ethical ether which is available to us, right? Any business or any idea which grows on ethics goes in the proper direction. Suppose we have an idea of generating money, okay, and generating fast money, let us say, and let us say there is a positive way of doing it, and let us say there is a negative way of doing it. The soil around will ensure whether it has to be in the positive way or the negative way. This is simply understood. Then comes sunshine. What is sunshine? Why do we require sunshine for a seed to grow? Yes, it is basically the experience and knowledge which we gain. That is the one which reinforces. That's the one which helps us to energize. That's the one which helps us to reach out. The sunshine always makes the plant to reach out. And that is what is important in any type of business or corporate. And when we talk of air, what is air? Air is the environments. The business is not a standalone thing to, just say that I am alone, I'll do my things the way I want. No, it's not like that. You have the environment around, you have the other industries going around, you have the society, you have the government, you have the economy going on, and you also have the regulations, which are quite important. And when we talk of all these things, what do we understand by that? When we are talking of regulations, we are talking of a system where there is a law. A law is governing whatever activity we do, whether it's while doing the production or while laying the foundation or while reaping the fruits of your business. You need to pay an income tax, right? So all these type of things are there. So what finally is sustainability? We'll just go back to the basic elementary definition, meeting our own needs without compromising on the ability of future generations to meet their own needs, right? This is what is sustainability. So if I have a resource today and I'm utilizing it, do I have a scope left for somebody else to also enjoy it? Okay, if it is not my next follower, at least the next generation. If you can go to the next generation, can I go to the further generations? That is what everything is all about. sustainability has a number of areas where we can talk about. Whether we talk of food or water, we talk of global hunger, we talk of human rights, we can talk of clean water, we can talk of health, we can talk of ethics, right? We can talk of animal welfare, we can talk of soil health, we can talk of the jungles, the nature which is available, practically everything under the sky, right? And planet Earth and we have a very close connection with our Mother Earth. The moment we feel that we are detached from Mother Earth, then there is something wrong with us. We need to have a look, we need to introspect, and we need to reorganize ourselves and reorient ourselves to what we need to do. Let us have a small video to give us this connect and remind us what it is all about.
Yes, sir. Just a moment.
Yeah, please take it.
Yes.
Right. So,
It is still there, sir? Yeah. Yes, sir.
okay. So, having seen that, we must realize that if we take any particular field, let us say we take the field of agriculture, we have chances of having sustainable goals in form of alternate methods, better methods, like we have organic farming, we have hydroponics, where we talk of growing things without soilless farming, which is quite relevant today in the era of lockdown, when we were not able to go outside and we were locked inside. We could have all participated in this using our terraces, our balconies, all these things. Then we have greenhouse farming, which we are quite aware of, which we have seen here and there. And India, especially regions like Nashik, we have areas in Karnataka, we have areas in the Northeast, where this type of farming has given us tremendous results. And we have got a bountiful, output out of it. Coming to fields like architecture, what we can do is, are we ready to accept any situation where we have the concrete jungles vis-a-vis having jungles which are natural? Just think about it. Interference. Right. Then what happens is, when we are looking at this out of our window and we see the concrete jungle, it immediately reminds us that we have gone a step further than what we were supposed to, right? We have trespassed our limits, and now there is no tracking back. You cannot demolish a building or the concrete jungle which is around you, right? So we are only left with having ideas where we can, grow more trees, plant some trees or put some artificial grass in the balcony and say that, oh wow, my dream house is there, and some even my friends in the reality sector would like to promote it as a green way of having a cup of tea in the morning and your life partner and you enjoying on that carpet of acrylic. I mean, is that what we are looking for? You pay lakhs of rupees, hard-earned money, to sit in a balcony which is green and which is not true, and you expect true love to, foster you there. Something we need to think about. So it is time that time is not lost. Okay. Then whenever we design our buildings, design our houses, we can have them eco-friendly. We can utilize the elements of the earth, the air, and all which are natural, and how they flow through it. We have ancient plans of Vastu in India, and we have architectural concepts which are available to us for the Western world. We have architects like Frank Lloyd Wright, who have helped us and showed us the way of simple type of architecture, giving more of utility. There's a fantastic book by Ayn Rand. It is called Fountainhead. I would recommend all to read that book. It talks of utilitarianism. It's not that I'm an advocate of utilitarianism, but at the same time, through architecture, our author has explained us how things work. Somewhere it says something to this effect, that architects design buildings and put decorations on them, and they do not build decorations and make people live in them. What they're talking of is the two elements of architecture, utility and beauty. So utility comes first, and that utility, if it is done beautifully, then life becomes good. Think of the government hospitals which are designed. If you have a look at the government hospital, the corridor is really wide. You see the place where the patients have to sit. It's really good. You go to railway stations, public places designed by the railway ministries. You see that there's ample of parking space. There is ample of place for the passengers. There are waiting rooms. There are wood fans, and a lot of things have gone into it. By our usage, by our improper or indisciplined way, maybe we have ensured that we are not able to utilize these places or spaces properly. But then, yes, if this space is created well, it needs to be used well. You can't put junk there, right? Self-sustenance, if that element is brought into architecture, then that itself, I'll touch that point further. And in that, I will try to show you how this thing happens. Then, if you are in harmony, with the nature, certainly the building will be more effective, right? Further, if we talk Gandhian model, are you seeing that slide, Jaipulkar ma'am?
Yes, we are on the slide which is showing Gandhian model of development, sir. Center of Science of Villages. It is very much from Wardha.
I just listen like that. Just see now, this particular place, Wardha, is having this GS College of Commerce and College of Management Studies and this fantastic webinar. You know what? Wardha has that aura of simplicity. You talk of Mahatma Gandhi. Hello, there was a call coming in between. Sorry for the interruption. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Wardha is a place where simplicity is in the soil. We had Mahatma Gandhi's ashram there. We also have Acharya Vinoba Bhave's ashram there. Here we have this center for villagers made at Dattapur, right? The buildings here, if you see the roof, those arched roofs, they are having ceramic tiles on that, right? Now these tiles reflect the sunlight. Wardha is in the hot region. The temperature goes to around 45 degrees in summers, and this reflection of heat prevents and insulates the people who are inside So you have reduced costs on refrigeration, on your reduced cost on air conditioning and fans, and I'm not sure whether they have any air conditioner there. Certainly they must not be having. And the water which is used there, the used water, that is stored and recycled. You can see the 5 different types of toilets they have made, different models which can be utilized. These type of examples have been done by NEERI, that's the Environmental Research Institute in Nagpur. We have many organizations, government and PSUs. Ordnance Factory Nagpur is one such factory where one place where they have used this used water is recycled, and then it is available to us for washing cars and washing pavements and all those things. So every drop which is of water which is precious, it has been utilized. This is how architecture can really help us. Little bit of attention, little bit of innovation. Yes, it's going to give us a lot of result. When it comes to art, art is something which is from our childhood. Whether the first thing before, I think, learning A, B, C, D, if a child tries to put a pen or pencil or a color pencil in his or her hand, the first thing draws is a line which is free. Now that is art, right? And I'm sure most of the parents must have saved those graphic things made by their children as a memento to be seen later, and gifting to the child when the child is getting married or something like that. So these type of things are done, and art can inspire a person to be creative, to be open, to be more connected to the surroundings. A rainbow having 7 colors, which we know, a tree having green color. Now just imagine if a child paints the tree as blue or red. It's really fantastic. That's how the change comes. And so art fosters creativity. It also helps us to be skilled and be able. A person who's a creative person, who's an artist, who wants to do, there are so many factors which are coming in. Just see, a person wants to help himself, a person wants to project his ideas, express them through art, right? Now, if you change the medium from art, as a child grows, he can use this creativity, this fertile mind of his, can bring a lot of changes in whichever field the child would like to work. I will not touch up more upon that because we have psychologists talking about it in our later talks. Coming to economics, creating job opportunities is very important, because if people have jobs, then they have food, they have shelter, and that is what makes things more sustainable. Creating future entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurs which we create is just not about the skill. It's not just about the initiative. It is about how they can be more meaningful. The products which they make, the companies which they have, the value systems they create in the organizations. Now, this is what I'm more concerned about. Value creation of a particular idea, a particular thing. Now, that is what the more value you are able to create out of, let us say, even junk, that is something really useful. Utilizing concepts like blockchain now. We have seen that the governments have tried to reach the rural masses. The government of Telangana has utilized blockchains in a very remarkable way. The same is happening in the other states. Not that only Telangana has done it. We have Karnataka, which is doing very well. We have other examples where blockchain has shown us the way forward. Medicine. Now, it's really an irony. We talk of research, we talk of growth, we try to do higher studies, and what do? We gift the world with Corona, right? This is something we need to introspect. Was it really required for us to do such things? Maybe somebody can contest that, yes, tomorrow again the human race will be affected by another pandemic. That's fine. But then something has gone awry and something needs to be checked. These are the positive and negative sides of research, right? We have to see to it that how the negatives are brought down and how the positives are uplifted. If we are not able to take a positive output out of a positive situation, then we better not handle it. We better ignore it, right? That type of positivity is not required where the positivity gives negative results. I hope you are with me. And then we have the social groups and the individual psyche. These psyches are, something which we just cannot take them for granted. And when we come to the field of what would you like me to speak about, Jaipulkar ma'am, now? Which
Sir,
field? Sorry?
Pardon, sir?
What would you like me to speak on the next slide now?
That's, sir, Amazon.
Amazon, yeah. The moment you
Yeah.
think of Amazon, look at the smile which is there on Jaipulkar ma'am's face. Amazon, the moment we think of a parcel coming in, a mobile phone coming in, a laptop coming in, some goodies sent by your brothers and sisters, gifts coming in, and we have forgotten the Amazon. Just see in the next slide what we have done to the Amazon which we had, which was giving us fresh air. Man,
So may I let
which-
them see that?
yeah. Which Amazon would you like to have? Were you good with the Amazon, which we know now, or were you good with the Amazon, which was giving us oxygen? We have burnt it, and we have ensured that there is global warming. We have ensured that the Amazon like fires are there in California, in Australia, in Europe, in India as well. So everywhere we have made this possible. And though this is a national seminar, as it is from Wardha, closer to Wardha we have Nagpur, and in Nagpur we have Seminary Hills, and come summer and the fire tenders are just on the edge of the seat to rush to the Seminary Hills to douse the fires. And touch wood, they have done a fabulous job. But then how do these things happen? We need to introspect. And if we come to tourism, we have not left any stone unturned to even scale up to the Mount Everest. And scaling up to the Mount Everest, what have we done? We have a huge queue waiting there to get to the top. Give me a break. Is this an adventure? Think about it. Today we are visiting Antarctica, we are visiting Arctic places. I'm not saying that we should not travel and we should be sitting in our places and just watching things on video. But then there is a limit to it. If we are going there, are we leaving our pet bottles there? Are we leaving our debris over there for other people to clean? No, that's not done. Don't you think so? And then I'm sure end of this lockdown, all of you must be planning some trip. Yeah, it's been quite a stressful situation and I need to go out. And you bet somebody among you must be going to a place like, say, Scotland, planning to go to Scotland where many people don't visit and see the beautiful things around and then move forward. Well, you're most welcome to visit that place, but ensure that your visits to this place should be after and only after you have surveyed and really enjoyed all the places around you, right? The beautiful places, discover them and enjoy them. Goa, which is another paradise for tourists, it has led the way in making the place plastic free. And they have utilized the plastic bottles and see, look at these pictures. This is the utilization of plastic, the banning of plastics or ensuring that the plastics are not used much and making some beautiful things out of it. So Goa is leading the way and showing us the way. Coming to aviation, Jaipulkar ma'am?
Yes, sir. Aviation slide is there.
Okay, aviation. Coming to aviation, this slide here projects us two images. One on the left tells you about how the flying activity was there in 2019 April, and the other one is during the lockdown. Just see how much reduced flying was there. And flying entails, on one part it entails growth, it entails development, it entails movement and positivity. On the other, it entails creation of a lot of chaos, right? I'm talking of chaos in terms of waste which we create. How many of those trips were actually required? Just think it over. The fuel which has gone through, the pollution which has been there, it's always a balance. Now coming to banking and technology, we have the ATMs coming in, replacing things, and what we have saved is the wastage of time, paper, fuel, and energy. Then what is the solution which we thought of when people were visiting the banks? solution is the ATM, internet banking, online payment, mobile banking, things like that, single window system, effective operations management. What is the benefit? The total expenditure and the time loss which we had, while going to the banks, the fuel which so many people incurred, making long queues and all, that has been replaced by all these modern, technically gifted things to us. But the electronic waste which we have created, the ATMs which are having air conditioners, the gas which comes out of it and which is supposed to be damaging the ozone layer, how many such ATMs are there? So many ATMs, so many air conditioners. Now the loss of environment due to the exhausts of these air conditioners, if you compare it with the exhaust of the vehicles which are moving around, you need to take a call on this. And expert companies are there. There are tools of analysis. There are tools, scientific tools which are available to weigh these things, and give us an idea as to what is happening. These type of tools, you can always contact me for knowing about these tools. I can brief you, I can guide you. If you need to use these tools in any type of industry or in your own field, that is also there. But now I hope the thinking bug is there in you now after this, that whatever technical development or advancement or growth we are talking of, whatever thing which comforts us more is definitely going to give us some kind of problem which we need to weigh honestly, right? Coming to the next. Next slide.
Yes, this is the space one.
What has the beautiful man done? By man, I mean humanity. We have, burned the forest. We have damaged the seas. We have spilled oil in the water. We have climbed mountains and made a mela over there. Mela is a fair. Mela is the more striking word, so I used it. So, and after that, we thought that the Mount Everest was not enough for us. So we went higher and higher and higher, and we started flying planes. We have a huge traffic jam there. I remember we had a comedy series by Jaspal Bhatti, where a person comes to the bank and says, "Sir, mujhe loan chahiye." He said, "Very good. Aapka kya project hai?" He says, "My project is making horns." He said, "Horns? Well, yes, that's a very good idea. So many vehicles, we should have horns." Then he said, "Okay, what are the type of horns you are making?" He said, "That type we are still deciding, but these horns will be used for aeroplanes because the traffic is quite dense there." Now, it was quite funny at that time, but now it's a serious thing happening. Why do you talk of aeroplanes? We have collision of spacecrafts. We have created so much of debris in space that we just cannot imagine, right? And we are quite happy with it. And moving ahead, now just see the impact of this. If we have a guy of the olden era, he would have talked to a pretty belly and expressed his love by saying, "I love you to the moon and back." And then to his surprise and maybe his luck, that she says that, "I love you too to the moon and further to Mars," right? So we are pushing the limits. And if you have another guy there who's telling this girl, this beautiful girl, looking into her eyes and telling her that, "Hey, I'm taking you for a cup of coffee to the other end of the galaxy," right? John Adams, Douglas Adams must be thinking about his book. Yes, I'm stealing that idea from the title of his book. So who do you think the girl will go with? No, she won't be interested in the moon. Because our Chandrayaan will be going there very shortly. So she'll have company. So this lady, this girl, beautiful girl, she would like to go to the end of the galaxy and probably to another galaxy to have a fine cup of coffee. Right? Oops, what's that? I was going to talk about waste management. I think I put the wrong image in. But yes, if you can manage your waste, that which is above your head, then you can certainly indulge in waste management too, and then make things more sustainable. Question is now, how can I participate? The idea is fine. Sustainable development goals, we want people to, sustain their life. We want people to sustain the environment as it is, and we still want to grow. So how do I fit in? Well, as individuals, we have many cases of individuals where the power of one is visible. We have a gentleman who has planted a jungle in the arid region of Gujarat and Rajasthan. We have individuals who have saved water. I've heard about a guy in Mumbai who goes to people's houses and repairs their taps and leaking taps and sorts them out, saving a lot of water. We have individuals who have ensured that they have, taken up cases for preventing damage to environment by our development and infrastructure, which we try to improve. I remember 2 cases last year. One was the RA forest in Mumbai, and other was in Nagpur, where we have a place called Bharat Van. It was named Bharat Van, and the people came forward. It was a movement by the people, and my good friend Mr. Jaideep Das, he was leading it, and a lot of people came, and artists came in. Some sang songs, some presented their poems. Of course, I presented my poems. I would like to remind you about that, and that's why it's a fond thing for me. A lot of people, the moment went on for almost 1 year or so, and finally the verdict from the courts or from the government came in favor of the people the citizens of Nagpur, and Bharat Van got saved, and the routing of the road probably has gone from a different region. What I mean to say here is that if we have the resolve, everybody is with us. All of us understand this now. The first point of the seeds which we are talking about is, the first stage is awareness. We need to be aware that there is a phenomena like this. What I'm doing is having a negative impact on something else. I'm depleting some resource without replenishing it, right? So that awareness has to be there. So once the awareness is there, then comes the zeal, the energy to do something about it. And once you have the awareness and you have the energy to do something about it, I'm certain you will do something. Maybe we may forget in our daily routines, in our busy schedules, but if we get a trigger, yes, we can make things change. So as groups and in social media also has been very useful in doing such things, very alert. As professionals, in every profession, we have the scope of making sustainable development a reality. Every profession, whether it's an engineer, a doctor, a teacher. Let's take the example of a teacher. If a teacher impresses on students, then he or she does something which is really, really important for humanity, because then it's a whole generation which is getting educated. So we have our family system, which helps us. So a professional also affects his family. This is how we can have an impact. Talk of organizations, corporates. All the organizations and corporates nowadays are more prone to being aware of what is the damage which is taking place, what is the chemical waste which is being generated, electronic waste, whatever. And they are responding to it. So we need to participate as NGOs, institutes, social groups, right? So many options we have. Now question is, how do we actually do it? Okay, I'm convinced now in this various scenarios. So we need to have some management techniques. These management techniques are time proven, right? And these are the basic ones. I'm just going to touch upon them. You can talk to me if you want to know things in detail about it. We have root cause analysis, we have TQM, we have 5S, lean manufacturing, mindfulness. Even if you do not follow them fully now, just listen to those terms and you will get the idea. Once you get the concept, these terms are, just a matter of words. Techniques of TQM. TQM is total quality management, where we talk of quality in every aspect, right? From production to idea to supplies, to logistics, to maintenance, to the marketing, everything, right? So where in TQM, we have the concepts of joint problem solving, we have brainstorming by the employees to think of better ideas, we have methods of analysis, we have some tools of them, scientific tools, computerized, we have got a lot of ideas where we just put in the inputs and we get the results in these analysis tools, and we can do planning for just in time. For example, there is no point in hoarding. This corona, it gave us this contrast of resources. When the COVID came, many countries, we saw that the departmental stores were emptied in a very short time, assuming that there will be shortage of supplies, and lots of people who could not afford buying things in bulk or who did not have access to these items could not buy the things, whereas some people just hoarded things. In India, it was totally different. The government and the people both came together. The message that things will be adequate, our country will be able to give resources to each and every individual who requires it, made a lot of difference. There was no panic buying. There was no dearth of supplies. Yes, certain things must have happened. I'm not commenting on that aspect, but as a generic situation, I'm talking about. So this type of just in time, so everybody could get whatever it required just in time. This is a very simple example of how a society applies a TQM, right? Looking at it in this angle certainly makes a difference. Coming to 5S, this is a Japanese technique which came in. 5S is a sort of way of living, I would say, not only just management. CAD is the first point. It talks of sorting. We need to sort out things we do not require. If you start thinking, I'll clean my room, I'll clean my office, I'll clean my purse, the things just don't work out. So how do you go about it? The first step is, whatever things you do not require, put a red tape or red sellotape, or red is just an indication, put any color which you have. Because don't wait that I don't have a red tape. If you have a green one, you put a green tape. So put those labels, and that's how you identify things to be removed. Just remove them. Rest of the things which you are having, arrange them properly, right? Set in order. That is the seton. So now when you have the bulk away, you have things which you can arrange. Shine. You have to make the things shine. Neat and clean. It gives a lot of room for you to think and to place things which you require. There's a concept where whatever junk is there in every office, I have tried this myself. Select a day for a trial. Select a day and ask everybody to put all the junk in the entrance. Suppose you are doing this exercise at home. Ask all the family members whatever junk is there in the room to come and put it in the drawing room. So once you hoard it in the drawing room, you will see that you'll be surprised to see you'll get a heap bigger than your dining table, right? Now, once this is there in the drawing room, then you are worried that somebody is going to come and see it. This is one. Second, as everybody sees it, everybody family member sees it, everybody feels that something should be done about it. And finally, at least one person will decide that this junk has to be thrown out. This is how you clean things. A clean house, a clean body, a clean mind. Think it over. Then comes standardize. If we can standardize things happen better. Why do we say standardization in corporates, in factories? The more things are standardized. For example, you are booking a railway ticket, right? You have a form. That form is standardized. Everybody can say, yeah, I just want a ticket. You give it from here to there, this train, that train. But if that is put in a form, in a format, it becomes more standardized. So standardization is required in every field. We can talk of standardization in the field of education, in the field of production. Even, like when you go to a doctor now, the doctor tells you, okay, your case is an emergency and you need to be operated, right? So the patient says, the patient or his relative says, no, I cannot do it. The patient is unconscious and I just don't understand this. I am just a relative. But maybe you can go ahead with it. Now that maybe creates the problems. And later on, we have legal issues. I never consented for the operation. You have done it. And my patient has suffered so and so. So there's something as a consent form. That consent form, if it is made in the proper standardized format, then it becomes easy. So all the patients can also have a look at it. The doctors have a look at it. And the judiciary, which is going to give a decision on that, maybe the consumer courts, if there's a legal tangle, that can be sorted out. So this is how standardization helps, right? And then you have to sustain, as I've already told, make it a part of your routine, make it a part of your daily your daily chores, that yes, I have to do this. And you see the tremendous improvement. Clean villages, clean homes, clean cities, and clean work environment. Next tool which we have is lean manufacturing. Lean manufacturing or lean techniques, which we call, they are about talking about continuous development, right? We take a short lead time, we have people's involvement, we have standardizations, we have built-in quality, we have something known as quality circles, where people in a group, the moment they get a break, maybe at coffee or a formal break, in that small 5-10 minutes break, they sit together, they think of the work they have done today in an hour before, in say 2-3 hours before the working session before, and they work on modalities. Okay, we felt this thing can be done better in this following way. It gives you an open mind, and that is very important for this concept of sustenance. Now, with these techniques known, I think we are all at the same platform where we can say that yes, I can participate, I can do something. If you have felt, my audience here, if you have really felt that the 3 series of lectures in the seminar which you have had, and including mine, if you feel that yes, I think I know something about sustainability, I want my race and my planet to grow, and I want to be responsible for this growth and the ill effects of it, I share the responsibility for that, and I want to change, then just reply on this particular message. Yes, I commit myself to sustainable growth. Yes, I commit myself to sustainable growth, and just send this message on the number shown on the slide, 9975766509, or email to the email ID given. And I'm sure all the people who give replies will be receiving a gift or a souvenir, right? And it may be in e-form, so it may be sustainable. So don't be dejected by that. You must take it positively. But yes, I'm looking forward to make it worth. If you feel that the time which you have devoted and the time which I have devoted and efforts which the GS College has taken are to be made some utility, then participate, reply. Thank you, Jai Hind, and thank you, GS College, once again. I appreciate the audience for sparing their valuable time and being with us. If there are any questions, I am ready to answer.
Thank you so much, sir. Amazing that was. We are really grateful to you for taking us through various aspects of sustainable development. I'm sure all the audience present here must have realized our goals and our roles towards this sustainable development, and we can really start it from the very part of our house. Like you explained with the 5S techniques, yes, I could imagine that all of the family members are bringing their stuff in the drawing room and watching the heap created. And the next question will be, oh my God, what to do now? We were really saturated with all this kind of unuseful stuff. We have so many associations with our old clothes, old books, even toys from our childhood, and we have emotions connected to it. But somewhere we need to understand that yes, we are also creating some waste, and this can be useful to such needy person who might not be having them with this. So, sir, to conclude your all the sayings for the lecture, I would say that we need to develop an art. We need to develop an art to architect our space fair enough to sustain us as well as our future generations by maintaining balanced economies to gain a peaceful life. We all need to participate. If there are any queries, I would like to have them for sir. You can put them in a chat box. Yes, thank you, Atharva. Sir Atharva has said that he has learned a lot, and Pradnya ma'am also said that yes. So, okay. So, Pradnya ma'am, I hope that now as the lecture is over, you have get an idea and also learnings that what it was about. So, this was about the sustainable development. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I would like to bring to the notice of the audience that
Yes.
Pragna ma'am is the person who has helped make spoons out of jawar.
Okay.
And that is something which makes us think that these plastic spoons which we use, the edible cutlery,
Right.
is an alternative for it. And she's a pioneer in that. And I would like all to congratulate her on her efforts of, being responsible.
Congratulations. Yes.
Yeah. And I would all like to say that we all should take such kind of initiatives.
Congratulations, Pradnya ma'am. Let us all congratulate you as sir told us about your initiative. Sir, I was also planning to go for a trip or a tour after this lockdown. And I think we all run away from our own garbage, which we have created ourselves. And when we realize that, oh, this is now very crowded, we find space somewhere out. So, sir, again, on behalf of entire GS College of Commerce, our principal, sir, Dr. Sahib Rao Chauhan, our IQAC coordinator and MBA coordinator, Professor Parishkrit Agrawal, assistant coordinator, Dr. Shikant Bause, co-convener of this program, Kiran Nagre madam, and me, all the students and all the viewers. I know you are also running on your toes even out of your working hours, and the things are still difficult, and in that all situation you gave us your time. So we are really grateful, thankful and privileged, honored and fortunate to have you on our digital platform once again. I remember you visited our college 2 years back also, and that was really wonderful crowd welcoming you and learning a lot. That time also we learned 3 Ds from you. Those were discipline, dedication and devotion. We have tried to follow it to our capacities and stretching them and increasing them to a higher extent. Sir, let us conclude here and commit to meet again and also commit to be a part of sustainable development. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. The bottom line today, as the 3 Ds which I told last time, today's buzzword, today's mantra which I would like to give everyone is sustain to grow, grow to sustain. See you. Jai Hind.